We all want some form of privacy sometimes. Just being away from this toxic world and everything else is what we need to reboot ourselves. Some people have made this wish true for themselves and have built homes in the most unbelievable places. From houses located in the middle of a jungle to those built right into the edge of a cliff, here are 15 of the most unbelievable hidden homes. Number 15. CASA BRUTALE. As much as everyone wants privacy, this house isn't for everyone, especially those who are afraid of heights. It's built into a cliff overlooking the Aegean Sea. Quite an incredible view, don't you think? The house was inspired by Casa Malaparte and was set to be constructed in the 1930s by architect Alberto Libera. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Instead, the project was taken by the architecture firm OPPO, Open Platform for Architecture, and after getting all the funds needed, it was launched in July 2015 and said to be completed by 2018. The house is built underground with simple materials such as wood and raw concrete to emphasize the landscape in the ocean. To allow plenty of natural light into such a house, the rooftop was designed to be a glass-bottom pool made out of reinforced glass. This treats the residents to a spectacular view of the rippling waves above them from their bedroom. But how safe and private is this house? More importantly, would the house fall when rocks within the cliff crumble? I'll leave you to think about it. Number 14. Cliff House, Australia. How extreme do you want it? It should literally hang off the side of the cliff. Like Casa BRUTALE, this home isn't for the acrophobic or even the faint-hearted. This is more of a daredevil wish than a privacy wish. Created by Modscape Concept, this 4-story house offers large floor and ceiling windows with panoramic views of the beautiful landscape and sea below. It's accessible only through the carport on the top floor with a lift that goes to each floor. Cool, right? You're probably wondering how in the world it came to be. Well, the house is built from prefabricated modules that are stacked onto each other and anchored to the cliff with the help of steel pins. A 5-day vacation in such a home is all you need to reboot yourself. Number 13. Edgeland House, Texas. Who would have guessed that someone lives here? I mean, it looks like a simple dugout from the outside. Designed by Bercy Chen Studio, the Edgeland House is a modern reinterpretation of one of the oldest housing typologies in North America, the Native American pit house. The architects had to excavate 7 feet of soil from the site to build the house and then installed a lush green roof. The home also features a smart pool, which provides additional thermal mass that ties into the geothermal heating and cooling system. This helps the house stay warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. It's not only visually stunning but environmentally friendly, as it's about healing the land and ameliorating the scars of the site's industrial past. Environmentalists will sure love such a house. Number 12. Utah Cliff House. How cool is this? If our ancestors come back to life and see such a house, they'd be proud. This house was built in 1986 by a married couple whose dream was to live in a quiet place. They carved a home inside a canyon in Montezuma, Utah. The house is like an ordinary home and features solar panels, letting nature take center stage in everything. For a cave house, it sure looks pretty. Number 11. Villa Vals, Switzerland. What do you do when the local law forbids you to construct a high building because it may spoil the landscape? That's right, you build an underground house. That's what the architect of this house decided to do. The villa is fully integrated into the landscape, and only the front part of the house can be seen. The only way to get inside the place is to go down an underground tunnel that cuts through the mountain. You wouldn't worry about unplanned guests here. If you're a skiing enthusiast, you're going to love this house even more. It's right on the snow-capped slopes of Switzerland, and you can ski down the slopes to the Thermae Vals, a famous hotel spa complex. The quiet environment and breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape are everything you'd wish for when looking for a house. Number 10. WONDERINN Mirrored Glass Cabin. Norway certainly looks like a destination to go when you want a peaceful and quiet vacation. With this glazed floor-to-ceiling mirrored glass cabin that blends seamlessly into the surrounding landscape, it allows you to retreat inside in comfort and literally just watch the world go by. Sounds like a hidden gem, right? From the outside, the unique mirrored windows create the illusion of disappearing into the woods, while from the inside, the resident has a spectacular 180-degree view of the surrounding nature. I don't know about you, but this looks like the perfect place to get away from the world. Number 9. BECKHAM Creek Cave Lodge, Arkansas. Wondering how our ancestors lived in caves? Well, you can go stay at the BECKHAM Creek Cave Lodge and try to relive their life. This is thanks to the designers who took a regular old cave and turned it into something amazing. They took nothing away from the landscape. The 6,000 square foot facade outside has plenty of windows, letting in plenty of sunlight into the cave. Though the lodge is in a cave, it offers all the joys of the natural environment in addition to modern features and amenities. So you don't have to worry about things like Wi-Fi. You'll be able to live like civilized cavemen. Isn't it amazing how they've created luxurious living inside of a cave? Number 8. Falling Water House. If this isn't the most beautiful home, then I don't know what is. The owner should be sued for hiding such a magnificent house. Where else on earth do we get a house that allows you to live within a waterfall, if not this one? Frank Lloyd Wright seems to have taken his homework seriously when the owner of this house told him that he wanted a house near the waterfalls of the Bear Run. Why look at the waterfalls when you can live with the waterfalls? The house is built 30 feet above the falls, and the incessant sound of rushing water permeates the home. How outstanding! Number 7. Jungle House, Brazil. We get that you love nature and privacy, and this kind of house offers both at once. But why would anyone choose to live in the forest? Especially the Amazon rainforest. I mean, it's the largest tropical rainforest in the entire world, and plenty of hidden secrets are found there. Anyway, keeping all the dangers you could face aside, this jungle house is the ultimate paradise for nature enthusiasts. Number 6. Mirage House, Tinos Island, Greece. Just by the name, you can tell what the architect and homeowner had in mind. By using the reflections of nature, the architects created a house that merges with the surrounding landscape. The house is built near a cliff and gives you a panoramic view of the Aegean Sea without giving up your privacy. Surrounding the house are rammed earth walls with layers of vegetation that helps to create a cool internal environment. When you look at the blue surface, it appears like the infinity pool is merging with the sea as well as with the Greek sky. What a mind-blowing camouflage! No one would have ever guessed it's a house. Number 5. VIVOS One Shelter. Who said shelters aren't homes? But this ain't like any other shelter. It's more like a getaway destination for millionaires, or as others have claimed it, it's a private luxury bunker for millionaires. The shelter is located on solid bedrock under a mountain in Rothenstein, Germany. Believe it or not, the underground bunker comprises over 22,904 square feet of living area and an additional 43,906 square feet of above-ground offices, gyms, restaurants, warehouse buildings, apartments, and even a train depot and a helicopter service. It seems like the rich have sorted themselves out when danger comes. The bunker was used as a fortress by the Soviet Union for military equipment. It can withstand a nuclear blast, tsunamis, earthquakes, an airliner crash, and pretty much any armed attack. Number 4. Round Tower, Gloucestershire, England. For whatever reason, it seems that the owners of the house on this list don't want to be found. At first sight, you'd think that this is a tower with no practical purpose until you walk around it to the courtyard and find a staircase leading to the underground house. Like most houses in this list, the grass roof slopes up to cover the house inside the single-story building, but cuts away at the center to create a concealed courtyard. The tower itself houses 2 round bedrooms and has a roof terrace at the very top that provides a breathtaking view of the coast-walled countryside. Number 3. Casa del Encandilado, Spain. With the houses on this list, we've learned that when the client comes to you saying they want a house in tune with the surrounding, you'll have to do what it takes to grant them their wish. At first glance, Casa del Encandilado probably doesn't look like a home. It's an electric house built out of a cliff in Salobreña, Spain, that has a 42-degree incline. It has the strange appearance of a scale-like outer wall. As bizarre as it looks, this home offers incredible views of the Mediterranean Sea. Number 2. AKRAFJORDEN Mountain Cabin. In such an environment, this house is the best for hunters. The house is built out of natural elements like rocks and grass, making it disappear into the landscape. Quite advantageous if the place has wild animals roaming at night, right? The main goal of this project was full integration with the landscape, and the architects didn't disappoint. You'd be shocked to hear that the house is bigger than it looks and can hold 21 people. But as interesting as staying as this cabin looks, you'll need some stamina to get there, as it's only accessible by foot or by horse. Number 1. The MIRROCUBE Hotel. How long would it take you to discover where the house is? This amazing room was designed by BRUTALE and Martin Videgaard and built by local Harrods company. The room is surrounded by mirror walls, which reflect and blend in with the surroundings. To avoid birds from hitting the glass, the outer walls of the building are faced with glass and coated with a layer of infrared film so that birds can recognize it as an obstacle. While the building gives an illusion the room is glass from floor to ceiling, the walls are light plywood, with windows on 3 of them as well as on the ceiling. To enjoy this room all to yourself, you'll have to make arrangements and visit Sweden. Until next time, adios.